Our guest today is an SMP artist that actually built his own business in the South Florida area. Please help me introduce Mario.
Hey, my name is Mario Ruiz. I'm an SMP artist here in Miami. I'm here to help any guy or girl who's having any kind of hair loss issues. I'm here to help.
Hi, my name is Jonathan McLean, and I'm the founder and CEO of McLean Aesthetics.
Welcome to the dark side.
Let's go!
Hey Mario, how are you today?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
Nice. I'm doing great. I am always doing good in South Florida. It's hot and sunny all the time. It's a good vibe. I like it down here.
Oh, yeah, I agree too. I love it here.
Awesome. So tell me, what is an SMP? Can you describe that for me?
Yes, SMP is just an abbreviation for Scalp Micro Pigmentation, which is basically a treatment for hair loss where we mimic the follicles on a man or a woman's head. So we give them density using a tattoo pen, and we give them pigmentations on the scalp.
Super cool. That's really interesting. Do you see a lot of men doing it right now?
Yes, I do. A lot of men are, especially here in Miami. We're a very vain city. We like how we look. We want to make sure we have the muscles, the tight looks, you know. So yes, men are getting this procedure. That way they could have a better look on their head. That way they're not self-conscious about their balding.
Super cool. I mean, I personally have a lot of male friends, obviously, and now a lot of us aren't balding, but a lot of older people that I know are balding, and it's a big insecurity for a lot of guys, I've noticed. Is that why you got into this field, or tell me kind of how you got into this industry?
So yeah, I was actually introduced by my wife.
Oh, nice.
She's a esthetician, also an ombre powder for the women who want to do for their eyebrows. So she did introduce me to this because it is a hair loss solution. And one day she told me, hey, why don't you become an artist? You know, you do have an artistic incline.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So I did get myself licensed, and I do see that there's an opportunity where we could help not only men, but women get their confidence, because, you know, it is, a lot of people don't like losing their hair. Mm-hmm. For me, I don't care. It's a lot easier just to wake up and just go.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do feel self-conscious about hair loss. So I like the idea of helping people gain that confidence.
Nice. Why do you think there is like such a, I guess, insecurity with hair? Have you ever thought about that or dug into deeper that?
Of course, because in Hollywood, they praise the man with the luscious big hair, women with hair. It's always a lot of hair, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people relate that beauty and good looks is having a full head of hair. So people want that full look. Even though we don't actually implant hairs, we do give it that look, that mimicking the follicles, that density.
Nice. With women, what would be the most treatable areas for them usually?
So women do bald like men, you know, they get the top, and sometimes even the crown. So it's usually just the top. And we just want to make sure we just cover their scalp that might be peeping out of their hair.
Nice. How long has this industry been around for, by chance? Or is this newer?
Well, it's been around for a while already. It's, I would say, about 8 to 10 years, but now it's gaining more traction. People now starting to see that this is a better alternative than getting hair plugs or getting hair transplants, which are worth tens of thousands of dollars. And some people who really want to get to save money, they'll have to travel to, say, Turkey, which they offer like $5,000-$6,000. But why go the hassle of going to Turkey if you could just get a few dots on the head and you'll look, if not better, than in Turkey.
Is there any, tell me, is there any like any client that may be too far gone that you can't fix, or what is your limitations?
Of course, the people, because when this industry started, a lot of tattoo artists would try to put the pigmentation on the head, but they will use regular tattoo ink, which is ink that will penetrate more into the person's skin. So it's a more permanent tattoo, right? So people who had that kind of treatment of tattooing, then that's an issue that has to be reversed through like laser and something for us to be able to treat that person, because we cannot go over that. We had to have like almost like a clean canvas.
But the services that you provide is permanent also, correct?
They're semi-permanent because the techniques we use, we just put pigmentation like in the first layer of the skin. It's very superficial. So there could be fading after 2-3 years. So it's not like a traditional tattoo, which they penetrate deeper into the skin, which will probably fade many years, but it just doesn't look right.
Yeah. For someone that's maybe thinking about, hey, I want to do like the plugins, like you said, versus doing the semi-permanent, what would be kind of like the cons of each one, or the benefits of each one?
I would say that the benefits of the pigmentation, the SMP, would be the cost.
Yeah.
Because having hair transplants or the plugs cost well into the tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And plus there's recovery time, and then some of the techniques they will have to literally take off the skin in the back of their head and then re-implant them on the head. And sometimes the scalp might not take the hair. So there's a lot of complications for the transplant side. Now for the SMP, it's very minimally invasive.
Yeah.
We just basically put pigments on the head, and it's like the third of the cost.
Yeah. Nice. That sounds good to me. It sounds cheap, but it sounds very efficient. And maybe if you change your mind down the line, like after 5 years, you don't have to actually stick with it. Kind of do something different. So that's pretty cool.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about your business. How did you start the business, and what made you want to start a business?
So I've always been an entrepreneur by heart. As I was a kid, I remember going to the supermarket and buying a bag of Hershey's, the real size of Hershey's, a big bag. And I'll go to school, sell it for $1, like that, making money. So I always liked the feeling of being entrepreneurial. So I started basically that, feeding that entrepreneur beast in me, right? I like having the business. I like having the freedom that it offers me. And plus, like I said earlier, it helps me give people that confidence as they had their confidence depleted through hair loss. So it's a good avenue to help people, because the more people you help, you prosper in the process.
That's very true. Very true. Now, social media has been so big and so impactful. A lot of the aesthetic injectors I speak to has helped their business grow 10x. How has social media helped you, and really educate people about what you do?
Yeah. So I usually just use Instagram for right now. I do need to branch out to other social medias, but it has helped me reach out to people, reach out to the people who are getting who need that hair loss solution. And I do use a platform to educate people by explaining what SMP is, what scalp micropigmentation is, what the process goes, what it entails, even the post care, how does it go, what you should do.
Yep.
So it's very helpful to spread the word there.
Do you find as though you get a lot of your business from there? How do people find you?
So a lot of people find me through there. They'll send me a DM. Right now, I am searching for models to continually have a stream of content. So men, women who want to have a procedure done and no cost, just want to be a model. That's how I usually advertise to get more people in.
Wow, that's super cool because people see, obviously, they see the before and afters to see the progress that's worked.
Correct.
Nice, nice. Do you feel as though word of mouth is a big source of your business also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Because always a happy customer will always spread the word.
Yeah. I guess deeper into that question is, do you feel as though you have to build a community, and that's how it kind of works, right? Because you build a community, people tell other people in the area. Have you built a community, or how has that gone for you?
Yeah, I see it that the SMP, since we do have people come in,
Yeah.
and the procedures do take maybe roughly 2-3 hours, it's almost like a barber shop kind of atmosphere. So the people are sitting down and you're talking to them and you get to their personal life. They start telling you, you start swapping ideas, solutions, and you get to connect, with the people.
Yeah.
So like that, I've had people say that, oh, you're very professional, you're very personable. So that's what I'm trying to cultivate here, having people feel comfortable when they're here, and when they feel comfortable, it'll probably spread it to other people. Hopefully, that's the idea.
No, true. That's very true. That white glove service, that really attention to detail. Even now, when I go get, for example, my barber, he's maybe 30, 45 minutes away from me, but I still take that time even though I move farther to go see him, just because his white glove service, just because of the service I get when I'm there. So I can definitely understand that. Definitely. So tell me, what was the educational process to getting into something like this?
So the way I went through it, my wife introduced me to her instructor. Her name is Leslie Rojas from Stylish Brow. She's based out of Weston. So in her studio, she also does brows and SMP. So I just reached out to her. She gave me the price of her course. I paid for it. And it's usually a 2-day course. So Saturday, Sunday, full days, which they teach you theory, color theory, the tools of the trade, and the actual practical knowledge, actually working on fake skin and then on a real model.
Wow, super cool, super cool. So do you have to get more, is it like continuous education, or is it just one time and that's it?
I always think continuing education is always best, because this field, or all the fields, always are changing to different techniques, maybe a different needle, different pigmentation. So it's always good to continuously educate yourself. So don't think one course and that's all. Just continue.
Nice, nice. Now, I always like to ask, I know businesses can be very hard, right? You're always working, creating new ideas, things of that nature. What are some things that you do to kind of make that balance, to kind of get out of that work mode and release stress?
So I like to work out. So I go to the gym, exercise. I have a routine already. So I like to work out 5 times a week. Along with that, I like to play football, which is soccer for the Americans. Real football.
Yeah.
So I like to kick the ball around.
Yeah.
So that helps me release stress. And I like to watch a good movie from time to time.
Nice, nice. Is there any podcasts or anything of that nature that you listen to that might be helpful?
There's a podcast that I like to listen. It's about money. It's called Money Ripples.
Nice.
I don't remember the host's name, but it's a lot of good information on investing and growing wealth. So it's very informative. And also I like to listen to another podcast. It's from a rabbi. His name is Daniel Lapin. He's got a lot of good practical wisdom.
Interesting. I'm gonna put those below so everybody can check those out also. So new people that are coming into this field, what advice could you give them?
Well, I will say be open, be patient on yourself. I know working on a live model, on a person, does get intimidating, but know that just be calm, Take your time. You don't have to rush it. Eventually, once you get more confident, you will rush or go through it faster with better technique. But at first, take your time, be open, and you'll get better.
Nice, nice. For somebody that maybe can't start their business up front after they're finished with education, what would be some tips on kind of getting a position, or how would you tell them to go about that?
Sure. What they could do is reach out or go online on Google and type in permanent makeup spas or SMP studios, and reach out to the owner or reach out to the front desk and ask them, hey, do you have any kind of positions open, or I could work on 50-50 commission or something like that. Try to arrange something. I bring in clients and we could split the profit, something like that. But reach out to an owner of a spa, studio, what have you, and just reach out and get connected that way.
Yeah, no, I mean, the things that you've been saying really makes me think like you are a brand of your own when you're doing this, right?
Correct.
How big is branding to you, and kind of how do you attack that?
Of course, the way I see branding is that you have, like you said, you're the brand.
Yeah.
So with every person and every interaction, you have to be very cordial, very courteous, very professional, and always emulate that. That way people see that not only in Instagram, but also in real life. When they come to your studio or to wherever you are, they could feel that from you.
Where do you see kind of this industry, if you had to guess, because you've been in it for a while or you've been doing it for a while, what do you feel as though this industry is heading towards?
I feel like now women are gonna have a bigger impact in this industry, because now instead of getting hair plugs, women now could have a solution in the hair density for them. So women are not shy about going to get their procedures. Like they go every weekend for the nails, the hair. So this industry, at least for the female side, is gonna blow up even more.
Wow.
I feel.
Tell me one highlight about your career.
One highlight would be having the opportunity to help people, just giving that charity of your time, and also the exchange of value. I give people their confidence by putting the pigmentation on their heads, and then they reciprocate with funds.
Hey, would you say this is a very lucrative industry?
Yes, it is very lucrative because, like what we've been talking about, people always want to look good.
Yeah.
So if it's in Botox, in liposuction, in any kind of thing that will change a person's looks, people will put money into it. Especially in a city like Miami or big cities like New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, what have you. Those are good places to have. People are very conscious of their looks.
Do you have to be licensed in each state, or is it more once you're licensed in one state, you can go everywhere?
Well, you have to be licensed where you are.
Yeah.
So here, since I work here in Miami, I'm licensed here in Florida, in the state of Florida. Now, if I open another one, say in Georgia, I will have to be licensed in Georgia. So it's very state specific.
Interesting. So as far as like people to follow in this industry leaders and things of that nature, who are some people that you would suggest other people to look up or to stay tuned with?
Well, from the top of my head would have to be Stevey G. He's based out of here in Miami. He has a couple of different studios in around the U.S., to name a few, New York and Phoenix, Arizona. So I did reach out to him to learn, and that's a good, to go back to a question you said, how can people get into the industry?
Yeah.
That's how I did it. I reached out to him in Instagram, and I told him plainly how can I help you? I would like to go to your studio, and if you need the garbage thrown out, I'm your man. I'll help you with the garbage clean, do this or do that. Whatever you need, I could help you. And he invited me one day. I went to his studio, and we swapped ideas, we talked, I helped him. You have to give value to get value.
Yeah.
So it's always first give. So I would say Stevey G, he's a great guy.
Nice, nice. How did you know you were confident enough? How did you become confident enough to know you were ready?
I don't think I knew I was ready. I just went for it. Just went for it. A lot of times people get fear and they get stuck in fear, and they get stuck for the rest of their lives until they hit the grave. So you just gotta feel the fear and just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
Did you have a lot of testers before, or did you ask family and friends to test?
Yeah. I had family, my father, my brother, and I got used to different skins, different people, and I also advertised on Instagram and getting people here to model and all that. So yes, once you get more people and get working on more scalps, then you get more confident. But don't let the fear stop you. Just go for it.
Yeah, and that's all it takes is really just that perseverance to really jump out there and do it.
Yeah, believe you me, I was fearful. I would be shaking, trying to put the pigments, but you just gotta breathe and work past that fear.
Now you said different skin. Let's talk a little bit more about that. What's the difference between the different types of skin?
So there are different people in the world, right?
Sure.
So different skins just means some people might have more oily skin, some might have more dry skin, and some people might have the combination. And plus we have different tones. We have light skin white, we got the tans, and we have black. So we always have to factor in those different skin tones.
Yeah.
So tone and the skin oiliness, and also the age of a person, because as you age, skin does thin out, lose collagen, so you have to factor in age as well.
Wow, so there's a lot of stuff you have to consider before even taking on a client.
Correct.
Is there people that you had to turn away before?
Yeah, so people who might have skin conditions, maybe some kind of rash, that's something that you don't want to actually touch, because if you put any kind of pigment in it, it might infect, or some kind of, some kind of skin condition that you don't really want. You just want somebody who has a clean head. That would be perfect for an SMP, good canvas, because you're like the artist, you want a good clean canvas, nothing blotched or anything. Unfortunately, some people might have those kind of defects or conditions.
So you can do the face too, correct? Or do you just do the head or all the body?
So currently I just do the scalp, but yes, there is also beard pigmentation, where some men might have some patch here of baldness on their beard, and they want to fill it in with their beard. So that is possible.
Nice, yeah, definitely. I can see a lot of people using that for sure. What are some more people, I guess, in the industry, as far as articles or anything that you suggest people can learn to kind of get free education from, or is there only the paid training?
No, they could go on YouTube. There's a lot of videos on YouTube. If they just go Scalp Micro Pigmentation or SMP artist, there's a lot of, I've seen a lot of videos of pigment dilution, techniques on putting the pigments on the scalps, color theory. So those videos are very helpful. But of course, going through a course will help you curve that process of looking for that information.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Well, thank you, Mario, for sitting down with me and talking more about SMP artists and a little bit more about your field. Tell everybody where they can find you and what you got planned next.
Yeah, they can find me on Instagram. I'm sure the handle will be in the description. It's Blest Studios. Blest is spelled B-L-E-S-T. Blest Studios. Just an old-fashioned way to spell blessed.
Nice, nice, nice. And you have your building coming soon, correct?
Yes.
Alright, so be on the lookout for that too.
Yeah, next year.
Awesome, awesome. And until next time, bye.